Abrotanum introduction. This a very valuable remedy should be more frequently used. It is indicated in such conditions as are cured by bryonia and restox. But its symptoms mark out its own individual cases. Rheumatic conditions with heart irritation, epistaxis, bloody urine, anxiety and trembling. When there has been a history of diarrhea. A suddenly checked diarrhea will be followed by violent cardiac symptoms. It is much like ledem or melancholia. Marasmus. In marasmus of children it is a very useful remedy and not unfrequently indicated. The emaciation begins in the lower limbs and gradually spreads upward, so that the face is the last affected. That is the opposite of lycopodium, natrum and soranum. This podcast is brought to you by www.sanatanadharmahelp.blogspot.com. Chest. It has cured pleurisy after bryonia, which seemed indicated, had failed. A woman lying in bed with dyspnea, anxiety, cold sweat and pain in the heart was surrounded by friends to see her die. It was learned that she had suffered for many months with a rheumatism in one knee, that she had used crutches to get about the house, and that she had recently been speedily cured by a strong liniment only a few days before this attack. Abrot restored her to health promptly. It has caused and cured burning ulcerative pains in the stomach with suspicious vomiting. This podcast is brought to you by www.sanatanadharmahelp.blogspot.com. Metastasis. Metastasis is a marked feature in abrot. The changing of one so-called disease into another always calls attention to abrotanum. Inflammation of the parotid mumps changing to tests or mammae is generally cured by carbo V or pulsatilla, but abrot has cured when these remedies have failed. Suppression. A suddenly checked diarrhea followed by piles and acute rheumatism with bleedings, as mentioned above, is further argument in favor of this idea. The abrot patient is sensitive to cold air and cold damp weather. He suffers much from backaches, and his symptoms are worse during the night. In boys it cures hydrocele. In infants it cures bleeding from the navel. This podcast is brought to you by www.sanatanadharmahelp.blogspot.com.